Hi there guys, it's Ross at FoodTravelMusicLove.com. Inspiration from the heart. This is one of our 5 Alive meal specials. Haven't done one of these for a while. I'm off to Asia next month, so this is a perfect time to show you how to convert this into this. Now this really is the best version of a ramen I've done on a cheat basis ever before. I'm using ITSU. You could use other ones, but ITSU is the one that I've gone for. There's no intentional product placement here. There's no sponsorship or anything like that. It's just really the paste that gives you the base to do your own chicken ramen. And honestly, you're not gonna think you're having anything that's tantamount to a pot noodle. It's gonna be amazing, trust me. As I've said in other videos, I've done this before. Preparation is key. Don't want to be too corny. Lots of other people will tell you that sort of thing. You can see videos where everyone goes on about preparation. Literally, the washing up bowl. Get that there, nice and hot and steamy, ready to just chuck your stuff in afterwards. A lot of people get put off by doing any sort of cooking and they would just go for this on its own because of everything else that's involved, the prep, the clean up. Make it nice and easy. This is literally about 10 minutes. 10 minutes for a bowl of real good superfood goodness. Now the basis of this ramen is going to be the ITSU. I tend to use chili miso when I'm doing this. There are a few others. I think there's actually a ramen one. You don't really want to go ramen overkill. So personally, chili miso, you've got chicken satay and that sort of thing as well. But this is the one that I tend to go for. And then it's really a case of adding what you want to it. This is what I like to do. Now I like a little bit of crunch. So I'm going to use up some celery sticks. Whatever you've got in the fridge really. I've got 3 or 4 celery sticks. These are kind of slightly past their best. So I prefer them to be a little bit crunchier. I don't really like a bendy celery stick, but it's a good way of using stuff up. Honestly, even salad leaves, a few little salad leaves. People think you can't cook salad leaves or lettuce. You can, absolutely fine. Get a little bit of goodness in there. Don't cook them too much because you get all the goodness cooked out of it. But a few little celery sticks, that's what I like. Alternatives that you could use would be finely diced carrots, really fine, so as they slightly cook, but you still get that crunch. Or pepper. You could use like one chopped pepper in this as well. Celery for me works perfectly. I'll show you how to cut it shortly so as you get rid of the stringy bits, all the bits that put people off. Are you eating string? Are you eating hair? What's going on? I've put you off already. Literally, peanuts, coriander, the ITSU pot, a couple of little herbs there, the celery, the magic ingredient, which I'll show you, the magical beauty of an egg. Wait and see how that transforms it just before the end. And whatever you've got to use up. I'm using up some chicken thighs. So something I had for dinner a couple of days ago. It's a great way to use stuff up. It doesn't get chucked out and you're not just chowing down on a bit of chicken for the sake of it. Get that put into the ramen at the beginning. I'll show you in a moment. Make sure it cooks through. You've got to make sure obviously it's cooked through again. Don't want to be patronising, but the cooking time just within the ramen itself might not actually be enough. So I get that in first. Whatever you've got left basically. Chicken today is what I'm using. I have even used little leftover sausages. Cut them up nice and finely, put them in it. If you're vegetarian, vegan, I mean, I'm not sure whether that's vegan, so don't judge me on that, but obviously put your own thing in or go without. Bit of tofu, to be honest. A bit of tofu would work magically in this. It's all about texture, using stuff up and getting some great flavours in. The idea of the 5 Alive kind of motto that I did a few years ago and started is to try and get some healthy dinners, lunches, whatever you might want to make. Breakfast I've done before as well, showing you things with eggs, where it's under £5 and under 500 calories. This comes in at around £3 based on the ITSU being about a pound's worth of chicken, 1 egg and a couple of little extras, so literally under £3 and it's going to be under 400 calories and it's super food protein packed. It's a really good use of your calories as well. You can have 400 calories worth of donuts or 400 calories worth of whole wheat pasta. We all know which one's better. This is going to be a lovely bowl of food. Obviously I've mentioned about preparation being key. I'm going to get the kettle on now. Obviously you need, you know, maybe about a quarter full kettle ready for the first little bit of cooking with the chicken or whatever you might be reheating. I'll show you that, just a touch of water in there just to get the cooking process going to make sure it's cooked through. And then obviously you need water to fill up the ITSU to go into your ramen as well. Okay, kettle on, first job done. You've already got your bowl, fork, spoon. I will warn you, this is going to be one of the messiest things ever. Something else we need. If you eat anything like me, you're definitely going to need this. apart from getting everything else prepped, you want one pan that is quite wide based, I think. You can get the smaller saucepan, but I think something that's wider based is a little bit better for this dish. Spread it out, let everything cook evenly so that it's not all condensed into one little central area. So first things first, I'm just gonna chop up some of this chicken, get it into little nuggets. Obviously it's a little bit easier to cook through as well. You wanna make sure that's all cooked. Like I said, anything that you've got that you can use up. A little bit of fish would probably work in this as well. This chicken is chicken thigh, so it's got some nice little crispy bits as well that will remain crispy, and I want a little bit of that, even in the water. It will just give you a little bit of extra texture in there, some differences, some contrast. A few little nuggets of chicken here. I'm going to get that into the pan and add a touch of water. You'll see what I'm going to do in a moment. I'm just going to let that cook dry for about maybe 1 minute. I'm going to add in probably about 30 or 40 millilitres of water, possibly 50 ml. That's it. Tiniest little bit. You're basically then just going to rehydrate the chicken. Rehydrate it, cook it out a little bit again, make sure it's nicely cooked through. Next up, celery. Like I said, all about planning. Chicken bowl, I can go straight into the wash. Good, that's on the way. So, a few of these celery sticks. Lop the ends off, little bits for the leaves as well, get rid of them. That's that done. Make sure that they're nice and clean, give them a rinse if you need to. They seem alright, okay? Now obviously you've got the little tube down the middle there. I personally think you're better off, unlike chopping them that way, chopping them this way, and then you tend to avoid any of the stringy bits. As you can see, chop them the other way, and you sometimes get all the bits of string hanging off. So turn them over, do them this way, this will be your crunch. Excellent, okay, that's ready to go in. Give that a little stir up. So far, that's had about 3 minutes cooking. 2 minutes with the chicken and a little bit of water, another minute with the celery, and then we're gonna whack the ITSU in. Here we go. Noodles and whatever herbs come out. In you go, good, good. Get a few of the little green bits of herb that come with it. And straight in with a little sachet of paste that comes with it. Get every little bit of paste out. Good. Then what you want to do here is not burn your hands. Fill it up to the fill line. Pop that in. And approximately another 20%. Another 20% more. Pop that in as well. Because obviously we're adding a few extra bits in here, so you want a little bit more than what the standard ITSU line says, because we're packing this out a little bit with some goodness. So if you've been following, we've had about 2 minutes gently cooking the chicken at the beginning, chuck the celery in, pepper, carrot, whatever you're using, another minute. If you're using carrots, pepper, possibly you might want an extra couple of minutes. I'll leave that up to you. You could pre-cook it, but the idea of this is to get some crunch in there. It's like some crunchy salad goodness that's going in there, so cooked carrots sounds a bit blur in this to me. Okay, ginger, turmeric. You'll see how much I'm going to put in. A tiniest little bit of dusting, possibly about 1/3 of a teaspoon of each, because it's already got some flavour going on in there, but this really, really does make a difference. A little bit of ginger. That's good. About the same of the turmeric. Good. Gently stir that. That's really, really cooking nicely now. The only thing you're going to need the knife for now really are the peanuts. That's going to be magic at the end. The last few bits are really, really important, easy, and the best parts of it for me. Now, a few chilies. This is up to you. I like spicy stuff. I'm going to put a few in there. I'll do this off camera so you don't judge me too much. Yeah, you can't see what's going in. Just a touch. These are ground chilies, all the way from 7-Eleven in Thailand. Brilliant. Now, coriander. Absolutely fantastic ingredient this. I tend to put a little bit more in if I'm not putting salad leaves in, so you get some green in there. Although obviously it's a lot more of an overpowering flavour than just a little bit of rocket or something that might be in there. So go a little bit careful. I personally really like the punchiness of coriander. So just give it a tear. That's what I tend to do. You don't have, you can use a knife if you want. Just tear it up a little bit now to cook, and then you're going to have some to garnish as well. So roughly about that much just to go in at this stage. What I'm going to do, because you need to cook that for about 5 minutes, I reckon. Once it's on a really low heat, I'm going to chop a few peanuts up here. A little handful of peanuts. Personally, I just think salted peanuts are the best ones. I wouldn't fancy any of the fancy flavoured coated ones, even dry roasted. I don't think that's going to work. It's just got to be salted peanuts. Okay, peanuts done. Now, this may seem weird, just trust me. Now, just take a look at the colour. Look what's going on here. We've got the turmeric, we've got a few chilies in there. You can see the consistency of the sauce. That's really quite a thin, fluid broth going on in there. Yep, looks alright at the moment. Gonna taste good. But, here we go. Turn the heat off. You must remember to turn the heat off first. Maybe just 20 seconds. Leave that heat off. Patience. Then when you're ready, in she goes. No shell, just the egg white, egg yolk. Leave the heat off still. And you just wait and see how that transforms this dish. Right. And then back on a really gentle heat, back on the lowest heat again, and then you let that gently cook through. Now, look at that colour difference. Absolutely fantastic. That one simple egg that's gone in has a threefold effect to this. It's the colour, you can see it completely transforms the colour of it, the texture of it. It's so velvety, it's so silky and smooth. It really adds a thickness to it. It just thickens up the broth. Straight away it thickens it. One egg. Just gently put it in, you don't have to whisk it up or anything before. You know, you could just have one poached egg sat in the middle if you prefer. I don't think that does quite the same job. And obviously you're getting that extra protein pack as well. You're getting that little protein punch coming in straight away with the egg, even if you're not doing the extra bit of protein with the chicken. Obviously if you're vegan, you can make your own minds up about whether you pop the egg in or not. And here we go. Basically, from the pan to the bowl. Oh, now that is not your standard pot noodle dish, is it? Just look at that. But be patient, hold on. Grab your peanuts. Oh, beautiful. And your coriander garnish. Magic. Now, there you go. How easy was that? This, I assure you, will be a mouthful worth the very short wait, 10 minutes. I want some crunch from the peanuts, a little bit of that chicken. This is so sloppy. I'm so messy. Oh, I've got the chilies coming through as well. So many light, delicate flavours in there. Chilies at the back of the throat. That is just absolutely wonderful. A brilliant way of using up a few basic things from the fridge that might be left over, popping it in a pan and completely transforming noodles in a pot. It's the sort of dish where you're going to want to go from the spoon back to the fork back to the spoon. You've got so much broth, so much noodles, you've got the coriander. It's honestly so good. Under 400 calories, well under 400 calories, under £3, maximum £3. It's really good for a pre or post workout meal as well. You could just use a paste, you could just have it without any noodles at all. You could obviously exchange your noodles for whole wheat noodles, do it as you wish. You could just use the things as a base. The paste is the important part, the noodles are a little bit of a bonus. Everything else comes from the flavour the egg, the coriander, the peanuts. Absolutely brilliant. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching that. It's been a little while since I've done a little cooking thing. Lots more things like that coming up soon. This is a little bit of inspiration based on my trip to Asia coming up next month. I've got lots of work going on over there. Please do like, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you cooked this. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Let me know if there's any tips you can give to me, anything that you could change to make it a little bit different, funk it up a little bit. That's perfect for me. You can do your own ideas. Thanks again so much. Ross, FoodTravelMusicLove.com. Inspiration from the heart. Cheers. I need that.